This is a spiritual community or cult known as Buddhafield, formed in California in the 1980s. Its story is told in Holy Hell, a new documentary shot over a period of 22 years. It's a first-person account of how, for one member, the community transformed itself from feel-good haven to dark, exploitative nightmare. It's put together by director Will Allen, a former cult member who'd been the informal house videographer.
It chronicles my 20-year experience and my friends' 20 years of experience with our spiritual teacher that we had in the 80s, 90s, and the year 2000. It was almost 3 decades. We were all this very secret group. And it's trying to chronicle that whole experience over 20 years.
At the centre of this strange story is the man referred to as Teacher, known latterly as Andreas. He held this community, which at one time reportedly numbered 150 people, almost completely in his thrall. He would conduct Shakti, a process where he allegedly transferred his energy to individuals.
We'd just leave there so blissed out and high without drugs.
In the eyes of some former members of the cult, over time the focus changed from enlightenment to extreme worship of the teacher.
It shifted to guru worship. Slowly but surely kept going in that angle. So now, rather than meditating on love or whatever your particular thing was, now you're supposed to visualize the guru. And now it's the guru's grace that you're having all these incredible meditation experiences. And there were a lot of us that had been there and watched that shift that were sort of, what's going on here? This is different than what it was.
There were allegations that the teacher demanded sexual favours from members of the group, that he had turned into a sexual predator. That's what Tracy Harnish, a former group member and one of the film's producers, maintains.
He was, and none of us knew it until it all exploded outwardly. And again, most of the people that were around him were so young and naive and trusting, and nobody knew everything that was going on all at once.
It was a transcendent experience.
This portrayal of the Buddhafield community is quite different from director Alex Gibney's exploration of Scientology with his documentary Going Clear, Scientology and the Prison of Belief, released last year, which examined an organization from the outside looking in. Holy Hell comes from someone who was very much on the inside.
I believe that the film accomplishes one thing that I thought was very difficult, which is how to explain why people get involved in something like this and how they stay, even when it starts hurting them. And I take the viewer on the journey like we went on it. So they experience things as we experience things. So we're not doing it in hindsight.
Will Allen removed himself from the group in 2007. It had been a traumatic experience. Those involved in making this film hope it provides audiences with a cautionary tale.
A lot of people that are searching for deeper meaning and value in their lives, it can take you on many different kinds of courses. And the main thing would be to always remember that your own inner voice, your own feelings, your own intelligence is the best thing to guide you.
The film hasn't yet opened in cinemas. It was launched earlier this year at the Sundance Film Festival. While it's not exactly the kind of documentary that will appeal to a mass audience, it certainly provides an inside look into a cult, one that's not often seen in the media.